Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am going to be talking about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 17. Now, we were so lucky to have a few extra episodes. I think it's due to COVID, pretty much. I think there's going to be 20 episodes, so I'm really excited. So glad it's back. And yeah, I just want to talk about the episode. Now, it wasn't really an amazing episode, but it was really cool because it focused a lot on Maggie, and I personally love Maggie. She's one of my favorite characters. And of course, her son Herschel. I've been dying to see him, and I'm really glad that he came back, or well, he was introduced, I should say, and he's grown up now, and he really reminds me of Glenn, and it was just seeing him just brought back all the feels, and yeah, I really miss Glenn's character. And so it begins where you see Maggie straight away. Okay, so go back to the other episode, episode 16. I believe that we saw Maggie at the end of that one as well, but I could be wrong. I was trying to look it up because I really don't remember, to be completely honest. It was last October, a lot happened. So Maggie's back, and she's back for good. We assume she's going to be back till the end of the series. I really hope so, because why wouldn't she be? She can't just disappear again, and there's only one more season left. So she's back for good. Herschel's back. I really like that. I'm really looking forward to seeing Negan and how he's going to be reacting around them. I personally think they cannot coexist. They cannot live together in Alexandria, or if they rebuild Hilltop or wherever they go now, they cannot coexist. It's just not going to work. I mean, would you want to live in a community with someone who bashed your husband's head in and basically took their life in the most vicious way possible? I didn't think so. I noticed there was a lot of dynamic between Maggie and Kelly as well, which was really good to see and really cute, because I feel Maggie lost her sister Beth ages ago. Kelly lost her sister at the moment, so she thinks. We know Connie's alive. We'll get to that, but it was nice to see they had each other. After losing such close family members, I could see them having a strong friendship as well. I feel with this episode, there was no wasting time. I would have liked to see more of a reunion with everyone, but I feel it was just really quick. There was a lot of scenes with Daryl and Maggie, which was cool, which made me have this slight thought, and I think it's because I want to see Daryl with someone, but I had this thought of, oh my gosh, Daryl and Maggie together. How cute would that be? I would be all for it. I never would have thought that before, because I'm very in love with Maggie and Glenn. Time has passed. There has been a lot of time that's passed since when Glenn passed away. But yeah, I'd be all for Maggie and Daryl being together, but I don't know. That probably won't happen. But how cool would that be, to be honest? So basically, Maggie begins to tell the story of what happened while she was away and all these new people that she met along the way as well. We also get introduced to the Reapers as well. So they're the new bad guys, I should say. It's the Reapers. Now, those of you who've read all the comics probably know about them. I haven't read that far. I'm about up to the prison in the comics. And I haven't read them for over a year now. So I'm going to continue them at some point. But I don't know who the Reapers are. I'm just going to follow along with the show. They could be in the comics, they might not be, but I feel I've heard of them, so I'm guessing they are in the comics. Sadly, we see a few scenes where, her people die. They get killed by, I don't know if it was an arrow or what it was, but I really couldn't work out what he was shooting them with. But basically, there was some guy who's a Reaper who was shooting Maggie's people, which was very depressing because they were, young girls and stuff, and it was just really sad. Yeah, so Maggie comes back and she's just where's Herschel? Where's Herschel? The Reapers have come and they've trashed their village, their home. Yeah, Herschel's gone. He's hiding. And then we see a suicide bomber. What? Is that what the Reapers are like? They just seem really vicious as well. What exactly do they do, I would like to see more of them, which obviously we are. That suicide bomb thing was really intense and very new for The Walking Dead, I should say. We've never really seen that kind of death before. It was very modern day, I should say. I mean, The Walking Dead is kind of modern day. It's kind of futuristic, but it was very I hadn't really seen that before. So that guy, I just remembered he shouted something before he killed himself, and I have to look up what he said because I don't remember. And I remember thinking, wait, what? What did he say? So if someone remembers what he said, can you tell me in the comments? Because what does that mean? Something? I'm just so curious to see. I didn't really research. Usually after every episode, I go search and go look at reviews and just see what everyone's saying and read more about what happened. But with this one I didn't, because I guess it was very straightforward, the episode, to be honest. It wasn't there was all these yeah, I feel like I didn't feel the need to like research this one. It was just very straightforward. It was just Maggie's back. So Kelly and Maggie were talking a lot about their sisters and their family and things like that. I was getting a bit emotional when Maggie was just talking about all the people from the farm, you know, like Beth and her dad, and you know how she tells Herschel about them and everything. And I just thought that was really sweet how, you know, for The Walking Dead always does that, you know, it brings you back to all those people. You don't forget who those people were, those characters who are so like lovable, who are long gone, but they're still always a part of the show. Yeah, I just really liked when she talked about Beth a lot, and I feel like as the show is going to come to an end, I feel like we're going to have a lot more of that, a lot more talk about all those characters. And it made me sad when she was talking about how she told her son Herschel, you know, he'd asked like, who killed my daddy and stuff, and it's just crazy how now they're going to be living amongst the person who killed him. It's really messed up, but I'm glad they're home because that's where they belong. Like Negan, yeah, he's redeemed himself a bit, but at the same time, that's Maggie's home. She shouldn't have to run away. She shouldn't have to go find a new home, you know? Like, if anything, it should be the other way around. As I said, Negan needs to go. Like, they can't coexist. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But even though Maggie is, like, of all people, like, she's a really good person and everything, and I feel like she could forgive, you just can't forget. You can't. Even forgiving would be so difficult in, like, the nature of what happened, you know. I don't know Negan's intention with this too, because I noticed at the end, like I'm flashing forward now, at the very end when Maggie and Herschel come back to live with the family, Negan's almost looking at her like, and she just doesn't even look at him. She just keeps on walking. She's like, I don't give an F about you. This is my home. You're dead to me. You're nothing. I'm curious to see what happens with that, because, you know, is she just going to ignore him? Is he going to be, like, kicked out? But I just don't know what his thought process is. Like, was he... Because I feel like he sort of had a weird smirk, but I can't tell if he's sort of going to test her and see, like, oh, okay, you know, or if he's just sort of like, oh, crap. I think that was when they first saw each other, he said, like, hey, Maggie, or something. So it's really messed up, to be honest. What about Carol? Like, I love Carol, but how can she possibly understand... There was a scene somewhere at the start, and I think she said that he helped them, or, you know, Negan was a big part of saving them and overcoming the Whisperers or whatever. It was almost like, Carol, like, I get that, but you don't understand what Maggie... You didn't lose someone. You weren't even there when Negan was brutally murdering 2 people out of their family. Like, Carol wasn't even there, so she doesn't understand what Maggie's going through, really. I know Carol has lost people, but, like, it's pretty hard to say, like, he's redeemed himself, you know, there are qualities in him that are okay. Like, he's, you know, you can't really say that to Maggie, because at the end of the day, like, she's the one who's a widow. Like, it's not the same for Carol as it is for Maggie being around Negan, if that makes sense. Or for any of them, really. Maybe Rosita, because of Abraham, but still not to that extent, because Rosita and Abraham were never fully, like, in love. It was more Sasha. And also Maggie and Glenn were married, so it's very different. So this episode wasn't, like, full action-packed, like, not a lot happened, but I think it was setting up for, like, a lot of stuff to happen from now on. And as Walking Dead fans, you know, we know that sometimes there's episodes where not a lot happens, but there is stories and dialogue that are important, and character progression. You know, it was really cool to focus on Maggie coming back. You know, I guess this episode was just basically all about her coming back and little Herschel getting introduced to the family as well. Also, I would have liked to see more of Connie in this episode, but we didn't see any of Connie. She was last seen in episode 16 with that guy Virgil. I think that's going to come next episode. They usually do that with The Walking Dead. It's like they focus on a few characters and then the next episode's the other characters. So would have liked to seen everyone all together again like it used to be in the old days. Back to Herschel, like, I cannot wait to see him when he knows who Negan is. Like, I can't wait till he finds out, and I don't know how's he gonna find out, you know. And is Negan gonna try and redeem himself to him, like how he did that? Like, he had a soft spot for Carl. Like, I don't know, is he gonna have a soft spot for Herschel as well? Are they gonna have a bond before Herschel even knows who he is? That would be heartbreaking, actually, if they have this relationship and Herschel's not going to know who he is until maybe he finds out, or maybe it's some secret relationship kind of thing and a bond, and then he's not going to know who he really is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it goes, rather than him just finding out next episode and he's like, I hate you and whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm curious to see how it happens. Negan's probably going to save Herschel at some point. See, these are my predictions now, going to like full prediction mode. I feel like Negan could even save Herschel maybe down the track. Maybe that's going to be the way he dies. I don't know. I'm just determined. I think Negan's going to die personally. Herschel just reminds me so much of Glenn. Like, they did that so well. Like, his outfits, his hat, like, it's beautiful. And it's just heartbreaking at the same time. You know what, as well, I noticed? Like, why was no one reacting to when Maggie and Herschel came back? Like, I would have liked to seen Carol and all them look at Herschel in a way of, like, in awe, or like, wow, like, Glenn. You know, like, maybe that's coming in the next episode. I would have liked to have seen more people be like, you know, like, notice Herschel and just talk about Glenn maybe, or something. Like, have a sort of nod to Glenn. I feel like it was very rushed with that, but at the same time, as I said, maybe it's coming. I really liked it at the end because I felt like Negan was very, like, my interpretation was that he was feeling inferior to Maggie. Like, I just feel like she was all just walking down, being all like owning it, like, this is my home, and he was just sort of inferior. Like, he looked small, he looked scared. I really like that. I like that she looked way more powerful than him, and I feel like a lot has changed because he used to be the one who they were all scared of, pretty much. Like, Rick was like fearful of Negan. You felt it in those episodes back in season 7 or whatever it was. It was like this sort of weird fear watching Negan, whereas now it's like she was just like, I'm scared of you, you know. I liked that. So that's sort of it for my review for this episode. Yeah, not a lot happened, but I still like I like every episode of The Walking Dead, though, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, I love the show. Some episodes are like, okay, they're cool, but none are ever terrible to me. Like, I still feel like every episode continues with a story of some sort. I really would like to see more of the Reapers. I would like to see more of that character, was it Princess and stuff, and Eugene, and what's going to happen with that Stephanie and everything. Like, I want to see that storyline next episode. I want to see more of Negan and Herschel. So I really want to know. I also want to see actually more of Connie as well. I want her to reunite with the group. And also I want to find out more about what's happening with the helicopter. Remember that helicopter that came, that Rick left on? I would love to see more of the hints at Rick and where if Virgil knows anything or something. Like, I just want to see more of those storylines and it really like develop and sort of close and come to an end, but like an epic end. I'm curious to see if like the Reapers are connected to like going to be the end game, like going to connect into season 11, or if this is going to be them and then there's another lot of bad guys. Like, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm just curious to see what happens next episode, and it's only on in a few days, so I'm really excited. Stay tuned for my next review of season 10 episode 18 of The Walking Dead. I hope you like this review. Let me know what you think of the episode as well. Did you like it, or was it terrible? Like, everyone has such mixed reviews of The Walking Dead, but I love it. So yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching.